Hi everyone and welcome to another one of my videos. So in this video I'm going to show you some basic sketching ideas and some tips and tricks to help you with your artwork. Now the first thing is your inspiration. Now inspiration can come from anywhere, particularly nature or things in industry or toys or games or TV, whatever you are inspired by, but you have to look out for it. Sometimes it's not always that obvious. So I collect anything natural, and this vase of lavender was picked last year, so I picked it just before it died and bobbed it in a little jar and dried it. And I just think it smells so wonderful, and it's also really beautiful to draw. Now when it comes to drawing material, you don't need anything fancy. Old cardboard from packaging, from cereal boxes, anything at all you can get your hands on can be really useful. And then in terms of art equipment, I've got a blue pencil, blue drawing colouring pencil, and some felt pens. That's all I'm going to use for this demonstration. So once you've selected your object, once you've been out in the garden, or if you've got house plants, your pet you might wish to draw, a sibling, anything at all, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at the object. So put it in a position where you can see it, where you feel comfortable, and then you're just going to draw what you see. So I like to start off at the top of the object. You might start in the middle. There is no set rules. Now I'm using blue purely because there's some blue tints in this piece of lavender, but actually any colour. Now if you use a coloured pencil, you're less likely to want to rub things out because we all do that. If you use a coloured pencil, the marks you make, you're committed, you can't really rub them out. But we don't want to rub them out, especially because some mistakes are good ones. So I've drawn the outline, the skeleton if you like. I'm now moving down the plant and adding some of the details. And again, it's not exactly right, it's not exactly accurate, it's just an interpretation of the drawing. So once I've got the skeleton in, I'm going to look again. So I'm going to look at the stalk, I'm going to look at the pictures, the little leaves. They're so delicate and so beautiful. You can see one here that's fallen off. So I'm quite happy with that. So now I've got the skeleton, I'm then going to work on top of that with some felt pens. So I'm going to use this brown and this tan colour. So with the brown, I'm going to add some of these little areas which are a lot darker. And again, I'm not being too precise. I'm looking at the detail and transferring that detail to the card. Notice I'm doing little marks as well. Just little lines just to add that tone. I'm going to work in with a little bit of a lighter shade, this tan colour. And again, just a couple of little marks just to emphasise underneath the lavender. I might add a little bit to the stalk. And this type of working is really quite quick. I'm not saying it's accurate. I'm not saying you have to get a grid. It has to be your interpretation. So next I'm going to do some of the lavender. So I'm going to use a little bit of blue. Now you're probably thinking blue is a little bit of an odd colour, but actually I feel it looks really quite nice. So my task for you is to start collecting packaging, newspapers, things that come through the door, maybe old books, maybe have some really old books you could draw on. And start collecting some resources to help you to develop your drawing skills. I think there's something really quite special working on brown. It's nice. And this was just old cereal box card. Right, I'm just moving in with a little bit of purple just to emphasise the tips of this lavender. So each time I put my mark on the paper or the card and then looking back at my object. So little tiny marks just to add the texture. just to give the symbol of the lavender. Brilliant. Right, I think I might need a little bit of purple and stalk. Make it stand out a little bit. It's quite a dark, but then there's a little shadow from that. And then the stalk here. And that's quite nice.